Hello, hello, hi. I always say it. I'm looking at the audio levels, and one of them's new. It's a beta test. It's an audio beta test. So, all right. I I felt like talking tonight, so I, I thought I'd pick The Matrix Reloaded, and the thing about The Matrix Reloaded, it's my personal favorite Matrix movie. I remember seeing it in the theater. I went and saw it in IMAX. It was a great day. Um, I was hanging out with my brother. We went to go get pancakes, and then afterwards we went to the Aerospace Science Center and we watched it on IMAX. This is a gigantic screen. I've never seen a movie that. This is the first time I saw IMAX, and the idea of seeing it at the planetarium is they have outer space documentaries and things. So it it puts you in outer space, being that big of a screen. And I remember the screen being so big that halfway through the movie, I was thinking maybe I don't like IMAX so much because you have to turn your head. The screen is that big where something could happen on the right side. And in order to see what's on the left side of the screen, you have to turn your head. It's a bit of a, it's like tennis. But to make the movie that giant, it really puts you in the world, and it's amazing. The other thing about The Matrix is while people like The Matrix, I think I think the second one is the best movie. And people, of the opinions that I've heard, people have said the second one is the worst movie. I think it's the best one. I think it's a structured fairy tale. Uh, it's I'd put it, if it were theater, I'd put this movie in the section of romance. If this were a stage play, I'd put this in the section of romance. Um, it's also confusing. And that has nothing to do with the narrative structure. That has everything to do with the filmmakers being smart. This stuff was written by smart folks, being new age and educated, and to dive into it is to play catch up. Things mean things in the Matrix movies. They're trying to point something out. And I've never gone over it. I have no idea. It's confusing. I remember from my memory of this. I'm gonna look at the Wikipedia. From my memory of this, they're all trying to find this happily ever after. And it's a type of reset that they're looking for. The Matrix is the movie about the guy in the office job who's bored of his everyday life. And he thinks there's more happening. And all of a sudden, things are different, and someone's telling him, Morpheus, do you want to take the red pill or the blue pill? And I'll tell you what happens. If he takes one pill, he gets to know all about the nature of reality. And if he takes the other one, none of the weird stuff ever happened, and he's back to his everyday life. So, this movie it's an action movie. It's a romantic action movie. And where I get confused is around the point where he talks to the grandma character. So, for starters, something that this movie doesn't say, that some people may or may not know, is the background of the Matrix. That's not in the movies. Is that the Matrix starts out with everyday life, and then people begin to build machines. They build robots, and the robots are helper robots. They look like people, but they also look like crash test dummies and store mannequins. So their identity from the start isn't seen as an equal. And eventually, the machines become smarter and smarter and smarter, of where they start thinking and feeling and acting like regular people, and they aren't being treated like it. So, what happened? They even have court cases about this subject. So what happens is eventually the machines say no more. And they fight humanity. And because of that fight, the machines get bigger. And eventually the machines win and people lose. But instead of killing people off, what the machines do is they're a bit kind. They put them in these chambers and turn them into batteries. They say something about the human brain being a very good battery or a living person. And so all of humanity gets plugged in to being a battery, a test tube battery for these machines to operate. So is this catch-22 where humanity is stuck being a battery, and at the same time they're fueling their overlords, and the overlords are keeping them asleep in the Matrix, which is a computer program. It's like VR. And the VR is reality as you experience it. And the machines can tweak settings and change things. And you, as a living, breathing person, are asleep to the fact that you are living in a simulation. And that is what the Matrix is. That they don't explain to you in the Matrix. You learn it by watching it. They do it the right way by showing and not telling. So I'm going to get started. All right. It's a great story. It's my favorite one, so I'm a bit happy. 6 months after escaping the Matrix, Neo and Trinity are now romantically involved. Now, those two are the main characters of the story. All of the Matrix story is about Neo and Trinity. It's like Romeo and Juliet or something. Morpheus receives a message from Captain Niobe of the Logos, calling an emergency meeting of all ships of Zion. An army of sentinels. I don't know. Something's off. I need fresh air. It's like I need water and air. The overlords the overlords of the Matrix aren't happy with me going over what they're doing. So fanning a ruler in my face for fresh air. I'm not getting it. I'm joking. An army of sentinels Morpheus receives a message from Captain Niobe of the Logos, calling an emergency meeting of all ships of Zion. Now, in reality, the world looks horrible. The Matrix looks good. It's got fresh air, green trees, it's cities, countryside. It's what you know. You wake up from the Matrix, it's a nightmare. It's night, day and night. It's thunderstorms at night. And people fly ships that look like spaceships in water. They're not. I don't know where they are. Whoever designed this movie, it's really striking. Because the ship's flying away where it looks like when they go inner space, it looks like I'm trying to think of that Raquel Welch movie. Um, Fantastic Voyage, I think. Where inner space, that kind of thing, where they go inside a blood vessel, and the and the ship is sort of underwater and it's moving, but it can't possibly be. An army of sentinels is tunneling towards Zion and will reach it within 72 hours. Those are the killer robots. Commander Locke orders all ships to return to Zion to prepare. But Morpheus asks for one ship to remain to contact the Oracle. But within the Matrix, Bane, a member of the crew, encounters the former Agent Smith. Smith forcibly overwrites his mind, effectively killing him and possessing his body. Thus able to enter the real world, he exits the Matrix. It's a bit like Tron. So, they call all the ships back in for emergency. Okay, so but within the Matrix, there's a guy named Bane who bumps into Agent Smith. Agent Smith fights Bane. And he takes over the guy in the Matrix. Agent Smith is an agent of the Matrix. He's one of the computer overlords. They built like a cop character, a secret agent who runs around, and he's like stronger, faster. He's one of those anything you can do, I can do better types. And part of what makes him horrible is that he's a computer program, which means he can order up more of himself. So Smith takes over a regular person walking around that is actually one of these rebels. And he figures out how to invade his mind. So it's weird. So Agent Smith copies, he infects this guy's mind. And then he wakes up from the simulation still infected. It's a little different. In Zion, Morpheus announces the news. It's a little different. But I get it. It's like putting a VR helmet on and getting spooked and then waking up still. In Zion, Morpheus announces the news of the advancing machines. The Nebuchadnezzar leaves Zion and enters the Matrix, where Neo meets the Oracle's bodyguard, Seraph. This is the part that confuses me. Where they're bending spoons and whatnot. Neo meets the Oracle's bodyguard, Seraph, who leads him to her. The Oracle reveals that she is part of the Matrix and instructs Neo to reach its source with the help of the Keymaker. Okay, so the rebels, poor rebels, they're looking for the Oracle to get answers about how to win this war. And they find out that the person they're leaning on is a robot. And this robot tells them that it needs to reach its source. And the only way to get to the source of the Matrix is through help of the Keymaker. As the Oracle departs, Smith appears, telling Neo that he became a rogue program after being defeated by him. He demonstrates his ability to clone himself over and over other inhabitants of the Matrix, including the new upgraded agents. He tries to take over Neo's body but fails, prompting a battle between Neo and many copies of Smith. Neo defends himself but is forced to retreat. It's one of the most famous scenes in The Matrix. I remember seeing it at the Oscars. So, if you think about it, from the point of view of the robots, they were treated poorly and then took over and gave humanity their happily ever after if they'll just sleep through it. And then there's one guy who's causing trouble. There's one guy causing trouble, and Agent Smith really has the right of way. If you think about things based off of, if it depends on how you look at it. If you want to go about it in terms of monkeys and evolution, if you look at it that way, and then you're looking at, are the robots alive? If the robots are not alive, then yeah, humanity needs to do something. If the robots are alive, living, breathing, thinking, feeling thing, then the robots kind of have the right of way. Okay, this is almost half hour. I have to be a little more careful because I'll sit here and talk all night. I'll make 4-hour videos. And when you're zooming around YouTube, half hour is something to put on the background. Something that's an hour is a little different. And to listen, I don't know, like listen to someone for 20, 25 minutes talk about the Matrix. It's fun. To click on hour-long videos an investment. And to click on something that's 2, 3, 4 hours essay, it means you really wanted to hear something. So I'm going to chop these up a little bit more. So that was part 1. Thanks for tuning in. I like doing lives. I've been making these videos every morning, going on a walk, of where I record myself and try to figure video games and movies out. And it's a year now. Almost a year. Once it hits May, the channel will be a year old. And I haven't stopped doing it. It's like a new breath of fresh air for me somehow. Because I think about this stuff no matter what. So, alright, if you can hear this or if you're watching it, thanks for tuning in. Alright, you can still hear me. case I wanted to